What if all your marriage needed to get better was for you to love your husband better? Well, before I get into all that, let me welcome you back to my channel. My name is Ayana, and this is Beyond Committed, where we talk about everything from life, faith, family, marriage, motherhood, and everything in between, and we take them beyond. If this is your first time here, welcome, and I'm so glad you stopped by. And to make sure you're not a stranger, make sure you press the subscribe button below and then turn your notifications so you don't miss a video. All right, now let's dive right in. As a wife, I know how much it takes to make a marriage work. It takes a lot of work. After 14 years of marriage, in some ways, things get easier, but the work never stops. It takes so much from us. And then if you add all of our to-dos for us just as women, I mean, the list can go on and on. And then you take on the things your husband needs. And then if you have kids, the things that they need. I mean, there's so much going on. And then we're supposed to be this, wife that looks good and smiles all the time and is happy and is giving and is loving and all those things. And how do you do all that every day? Is it even really possible? Well, the truth is, being a good wife is possible. Is it possible to have joy? Is it possible to be happy? Is it possible to love your husband better? Yes. Does it have to be with these big grand gestures and all these things? No. It's so important that as wives, we are just intentional every day to love our husbands well. And to do that, we have to kind of up our game sometimes. And it doesn't have to be in big ways. It can just be in little intentional ways that we are mindful of and we are committed to just loving our husband well, realizing that when we love our husband better, we actually are nurturing and improving our marriages as well. And there are 5 simple things that all of us wives can do every day to be more intentional and to love our husbands better. One way all of us wives can love our husbands better every day is to start your day with an upload. And by that, I mean it's simply just a daily check-in. You may have a good picture of overall what's going on in your husband's day or week or whatever, but it's so important that we are intentional about every day checking in, seeing, okay, what's going on with you today? Where do you have to go? What do you have to do? And then also in that finding, is there anything that you can do for him that day? I know for me and my husband, it depends on whether he's home or not, because he travels a lot for work. So there are some times when he's gone. So those check-ins are a little different because okay, how's your day going? I'm just kind of see where he's at for the day, but there's really nothing I can necessarily do for him if he's out of town. But there are also times when, he's working from home. So I'm like, okay, what's your day? What kind of meetings do you have today? What time? What time do you need to eat lunch or whatever it is? And it's so important that as wives, we are mindful of that because our husbands have a lot going on too. I know our plates are full with all the things that we have going on. And sometimes we may think, our husband is working or doing whatever, that he is, just doing his thing and we're doing our thing. And then we kind of just go at that. But it's so important that we are mindful and checking in and doing an upload is so important. And when you ask him something as simple, is there anything that I can do for you today? Or is there anything that you need from me? It's a way for you to show him that A, you care, and B, that you want to love him well and you want to do something for him, something that he may have not thought about and something you may not have thought about. So it's so important that every day as wives, in order to love our husbands well, we have to kind of know what's going on with them. So starting your day with a daily upload is a great way to do that. For you to love. And another way for us as wives to love our husbands well is to do the opposite of an upload, to do a download at the end of the day. So you know how you started your day with kind of saying, hey babe, how is your day gonna go? What do you have planned? What do you need from me? Now that the day is kind of winding down and things are kind of wrapping up, kind of see, okay, what happened? How did your day go? Get the highs, get the lows, get the things that went right and the things that, might have to try that again, or we're going to scrap that and just do something else, whatever it is. It's so important that as wives, we are being intentional about finding ways to just kind of understand our husband's world a little better, to kind of be intentional about kind of seeing how can we help in whatever way or shape or form that they need, or just how can we listen? Because when you're looking for the download, it's not an interrogation. It's like, did you do this? And how did that happen? And da-da-da-da. No. Take the pressure off. Just give them some space to kind of share the different things. And over time, as you continue to do this, you'll notice that your husband will share more things. At first, it may be like, my day was fine. And, you kind of may get brief, which is okay. Sometimes they don't want to talk. And sometimes just kind of the day just kind of went how it was. But over time, you'll notice that when you're intentional and he sees that you kind of really are just wanting to know what's going on, he starts to share more, and you'd be amazed how much you learn from your husband by starting your day with an upload and ending it with a download. And a third way for us as wives to love our husbands better is to just text just because. Now I know you're probably like, Ayana, I text my husband all the time. Like, hey, what you doing? Can you do this? I need to do this. You know, all of the business of life. And that's necessary because, you know, we have a lot going on and there's business to take care of. Your marriage has things that needs to be addressed, your family, your house, whatever it is. But I'm not talking about handle business. I'm talking about simply just checking in, just sending him a love note, emoji, whatever it is, just something for you to show him that you are thinking about him. You don't need anything. You don't want anything. You are just showing love in a very intentional and simple way. It can be something simple as, hey babe, what you doing? Just checking in. And let him respond however, and then be like, okay, love you, talk to you later, whatever. Not adding on to the business of it, because I know I started this and then I would like say that and then like a few minutes later be like, oh, okay, that's great. Well, can you blah, 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 or I need to blah, 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 which is necessary sometimes, but that shouldn't be the intention of the text. So it's so important that we are communicating with our husbands well, and that is a way to love them better as well. But we do so intentionally, and we do so without kind of needing to handle business sometimes, because they need some extra love and affection, emoji here or there, whatever it is that, you know, works for the both of you. Just something that shows you're thinking about him, something that shows you care, and something that shows you love him, and you just want to show him in a little way, in as simple as a text. And another way for us as wives to love our husbands better is to be intentional about daily coming together and praying with your husband. You'd be amazed how much changes, how well you can love your husband when you are coming together and praying together. Because a praying couple is an unstoppable couple. There is just something so beautiful about you coming together no matter how you do it and just seeking God together, sharing your hearts in a way that you see each other in a new way, in a way that you're able to share things with each other in a new way, in a way that you're able to kind of love on each other in a new way. I know for me and my husband, we have not always prayed together, and it was something we had to grow into, and it's something that we had to grow into being comfortable with. I know I wasn't always comfortable about praying out loud, and then praying out loud with him, I'm like, well, what would he think, and all of that. But over time, after I just was intentional about, okay, no, I'm going to commit to doing that, it has become easier and easier. It's something that we both look forward to, and it's something that you can do no matter where you are. I know for my husband, because I mentioned before that he travels a lot, sometimes we pray on the phone. Sometimes it's like he's, you know, has to go to a meeting and there's time difference and all that. So I can send him a text like, hey babe, I'm about to go to bed. Do you have time to pray? And he'd be like, yes, I do. And sometimes he doesn't because he didn't miss something. And I understand that. That means we'll catch the prayer in the morning. I mean, we don't have to be like legalistic about it, just intentional about it. And I know that then that, okay, I'm looking forward to that. So as wives, it's so important that yes, we are doing like the little practical love, note, love, touch kind of things to love our husbands better. But we're also intentional about making sure we're keeping God at the center of our marriage, because that is essential to love our husbands the best way. And the fifth way for us as wives to love our husbands better is to pray for them. I mean, a praying wife is a powerful wife. Now, I know it's important to pray together with our husbands, but it is important that you have your own prayer life. You have your own relationship with God. You are seeking God for yourself, and you are also seeking God for your husband. You'd be amazed how much God will reveal to you, show you how to love your husband better, the things you can do to show him love, the things you can show him more honor, more respect, the way you can submit to your husband in new ways, the way you can just like cover him, the way you can just kind of walk alongside him. And then also God may show you some of the things that you may stop doing. I know for me, there have been different seasons in my marriage to where, you know, I'm seeking God for something or praying for my husband in a certain way. And then God reveals something like, okay, well, Yana, you need to stop doing that, or revealing I may be doing something or saying something or acting in a way that may not be as loving, may not be as honoring, may not be as respectful, because it was just not something that I was mindful of. So it's so important that as wives, we are always seeking God with our husbands, yes, but first we need to be seeking God for ourselves, knowing that we have to have a God-centered relationship as a woman so that we can then have a God-centered relationship as a wife. And in order for us to truly love our husbands well, and to love them better, we have to make sure we're seeking God to do it first. All right, that's it for today. And I want to know, what's one way you are intentional about loving your husband better every day? Let me know in the comment box below. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and then make sure you press that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. All right, now, until I see you again, bye.